Their accounts agreed. So they'll have to pay it. Yeah. If they haven't paid it already, they'll have to pay it.
Sorry, your name again was?
Who's paying?
David Greenwood.
Hello, David. I'm Andrew.
So they still have to pay that £7.9 million now?
Yeah, their accounts show that they've agreed it, so they'll have to pay it.
Who else? Sorry?
De La Salle's.
Done what, sorry, because I missed out that.
The De La Salle is different, the brothers.
Yeah.
The Diocese of Middlesbrough was the Catholic side of it.
What's happened about the payment?
If you've been following it all the way through, what happened at the Supreme Court was that they decided that the Diocese of Middlesbrough were responsible for everything.
No,
So
the
they
Supreme
caught for the
didn't.
loss. Supreme Court did, yeah?
No, the Supreme Court brought the De La Salle into it. It was this court.
No, let me finish, yeah?
Yeah.
So, it's Diocese of Middlesbrough, they caught for everything, yeah? Because they operated the place, yeah?
Yeah.
But De La Salle's had their people in doing the teaching and the abusing, yeah? So they have to suffer some of the some of the compensation. And you know how they split it between them is up to them, I suppose.
Yeah.
So what's happened? What seems to have happened, unbeknown to me, until I had a look at their accounts in the summer, is that between them, the De La Salle and the Diocese of Middlesbrough agreed with the De La Salle's to buy off their debt to Diocese of Middlesbrough. Have agreed to pay £7.9 million.
7.9 million
to the Diocese of Middlesbrough.
So they're public. They get taken out of the public eye then. Is that why they've done that? Because
they just want to draw a line under it.
How have they come to? How do you think they've come to that price?
Personally,
How
I'm
do you think
more.
they've come to that price?
It's not about money, it's about...
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the judgment that's actually being made. Sorry.
Yeah, you asked the question about
sorry, the question.
If I
So,
want to explain it.
yeah, please.
There have been 4 decisions made so far.
Nigel, are you walking up?
One has been successful. Right, okay, Nigel. Yeah, keep in touch, yeah? Are you coming back down?
Yep.
Right, okay. So one has succeeded. That was a chap who was raped by Carragher whilst at a holiday home in Scotland. One incident of rape. So he was awarded £14,000 on the basis that, and it's a low award, but it's on the basis that he didn't suffer psychological injury, but that it's just for the rape itself.
Sorry,
okay.
can I? So, just to clarify, one of the awards was in favour of the claimant.
Yeah.
£14,000 was awarded for the rape itself.
Yeah.
But no other award was made because it was deemed that there's been no psychological damage done to the claimant as a result of him being raped while in the care of a home that were instructed to look after him due to his circumstances. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
So with regards to the 3 other claimants, because obviously there's a 5th claimant that's going to be ruled on at some point
today.
That's yeah. So with regards to the other 3 claimants, what's the judgment with those?
The other 3.
Because obviously I'm assuming, am I right in thinking there was 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other 3, it was decided that they shouldn't succeed.
Did the judge give any reason why in his judgment?
On 2 of them, it was that it was so long after the event, and the evidence is not strong enough, in his view, to enable the cases to go ahead so long after the event. This was all to do with the time limits issue.
Yeah.
And in the other one, he allowed we said that it was able to go ahead, but that he had reservations about the claimant's evidence. So he decided that he couldn't say that it had definitely happened.
Okay, so with the 3 that were not in favour of the claimants, on the basis that the judge feels there's not enough evidence or too much time has passed for a fair trial to be heard. Okay.
Yeah, right. Can I just say something there? It's triggered me off there. If they're saying that it's time out some of them, and yet one of them is let go through. How can that be? Why is that? Am I correct in
Sorry,
thinking, like,
can I ask a question to kind of sort of mirror that then?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously if you're not allowed to divulge specifics, I understand that, but the claim that's successful, the one claim that's successful today, and the 3 claims that were that were probably going to be appealed. The time limits between the declaration of the successful claim and the evidence given, and the time limits between the 3 unsuccessful claims, are they in and around the same amount of time?
It's a mixture.
Okay.
So he was in time then.
The later, the one that he decided.
It's time. Could I ask that question?
Sorry.
Listen, I'm not.
I know.
Really not going to get into time. It's all right, Andy. It's a good question, but I'm really not going to get into time limits. I don't recognise them. I don't recognise the timers.
Yeah,
what I
shouldn't
recognise
be.
is whether it happened or not.
Yeah, I accept that, Mr.
Yeah,
Greenwood.
I totally accept that, but I'm on about them putting a time limit on it. They should. Well, they obviously shouldn't be.
They want
They're
anything
using
that
that.
didn't happen yesterday.
It sounds
to be
like
that
they're
time,
using the time limit as an excuse.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but explain in the language. Refuse time limits, don't they?
So even the system itself is letting us down purposely.
That's exactly it, Andy. It's the system.
So what's the next step for the 3 cases that have been judged not in their favour, potentially?
So we look through them, and the barristers will have to decide whether we've got enough evidence to be able to appeal them.
Okay.
And if so, then those will be appealed at the same time that the next set of cases go forward later on this year.
And a potential time limit for those, just as a rough average figure?
Oh, for the next trial?
Yeah.
How
probably
many?
the end of 2017.
Sorry, how many will
So
go
practically
five?
a yearish, give or take then? Okay.
So how many cases will be heard again? Another 5?
Or will it only be the 3 that have not been successful?
No,
No,
those
there's got to be. He's going to put another 5 in.
The recent seminar
Right.
in London,
Mhm.
He's got 290 to go. He's going to put another 5 in
between
next
them
year.
all,
Mhm.
And in the year after that, he's going to put
there
another
were
5
no
in.
such
And then
thing as
another 5.
made-up
And another
claims.
5.
Yeah.
This is what's
Has
going
that
on.
not been taken into account?
I'm 50
in this
years old now,
situation?
right? You're working out yourself 249, right? I'm not very good at sums. 249, and you're putting 5 in per year. How many years is that going to take for all of them to be earned? Could you figure that out for me, please, Ben?
Well, let's just put it this: 5 and 50 is 10, so 5 and 100 is 20, so that's 20 years straight away. So
Right.
5 and 200 is 40 years. If we call it, round it up to 250, that's what?
47 years, 8 months.
There we go.
Hold on.
There we go. 47 years and 8 months, yeah?
47 years and 8 months, still 5 at a time.
thing that was brought in the last 20 years.
And I'm 50 now. I'm not going to be alive, innit? And neither are none of us.
47, but
Just out of curiosity, Mr. Greenwood,
1980s,
from your...
try to interpret it and use it.
That's it, that's what it sounds like.
Just out of curiosity, Mr. Greenwood, why would you not, on the basis that more would equal a higher probability of success, put in all 249 cases at the same time, as opposed to just put 5 cases each year?
That's a very good question.
Would you like to answer it?
I could answer that.
I'm not going to.
No, let him.
I'm not going to answer it. It's for the court to decide.
Is it the court that have decided you're only allowed to submit 5 a year, or is it your...
The court decided. He's only going to hear 5 at a time.
No way, man.
So pretty much that sounds like the court are actually
100%
obstructing a path of justice by allowing less evidence to come to the case, as opposed to having collective evidence come to the case, so that it actually stand more merit.
Well, the way that the court system works is that they try to obviously court cases are important,
Yep.
some more important than others.
Yep.
And what has been said since the late 90s is that you can't just have an unlimited amount of time in court. It's got to be weighed against the importance of the case, the money at stake, the importance of the case to the individuals, and judges decide on how much court time is going to be used on that basis.
Sorry.
I would say that this is so important, not just to the guys in the case, but to the country as a whole, that it should have 6 months, 12 months, 2 years set aside for the whole thing to be examined, if that's what they want to do.
But problem still stands though, and the question still remains. wouldn't it still be more cost effective and time saving if you actually still brought 249 cases together as opposed to 5 cases over each year, which would be 47 years and 8 months?
Well, the
47 years
the
and 8
idea
months.
behind the taking 5 cases at a time is that, you know, sooner or later the penny will drop with either the defendants or with us, that either we're going to win loads or we're going to lose loads.
But clearly, I don't think
At
that.
some point,
I think
we're
that.
going to get to the table. Yeah,
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah. I think the point is here is
we're
more.
willing to come to the table.
Not. I think the point here is really not the amount of compensation or loss or gain, but more the justice that needs to be sort of served, but also kind of what needs to actually kind of sort of be identified and dealt with in society, which is quite clearly a disgusting problem that goes from top to bottom of the tree. Do you agree or disagree?
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Thank you.
But this is something that should be taken out of the civil justice system altogether. It should be in a redress scheme. You know, we shouldn't have to come to court. We shouldn't have to go to something like the Criminal Injuries Compensation Authority, but which is better. You know,
Then the civil scheme.
yeah, where there are people trained in being able to deal with these cases, people who understand them. This judge, frankly, you know, I don't think understands, you know, what happens to survivors of abuse, how it affects their lives. That certainly hasn't come through in the judgment, at least anyway.
So do you feel the judgment is not being representative of the oath the judge has sworn to uphold justice then?
Oh, look, I'm not going to get into all that kind of stuff.
Nah, it's all right.
He's done what he considers to be
Yeah?
a good job.
Okay, that's cool. That's fair. Thank you very much, Mr. Green.
Pleasure.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job of covering it.
Thank